Okay. Well, Supergirl ratings continue to nosedive. Again, all-time low. Related, Supergirl ratings collapse all-time low. Uh 500,000 Superman fans turn off Supergirl season 6. Look, I I was thrilled when they announced that they were doing this show back in what was it? Was it 2016 or whenever that they started? Um, it's like I'd been wanting a live action uh, Supergirl or another one, I guess, ever since the first Supergirl movie. It's like I loved watching that when I was growing up, and I thought it was I thought it was long past time. I thought, yeah, they should be one. There should have been one before now. I mean, there was sort of a live action Supergirl in Smallville, but as much as I mean, I didn't have any kind of problem with that actress, but she just to me didn't look the part. She was like tall and thin and kind of supermodel-y, and it's like, yeah, that's not what Supergirl's supposed to be. She's supposed to be a little bit more like the girl next door type or whatever. I mean, she's supposed to be beautiful, but she's supposed to be also, I don't know, just, she's not supposed to look like a supermodel. Not supposed to be that thin, supposed to be maybe a little bit more buff or something, and, you know, not necessarily all that tall, or anything. I don't know. It just didn't seem, Anyway, but that first season, the first episode I watched, and at the risk of sounding misogynistic, I love the fact that the first fucking fight she has with somebody who also has superpowers, she gets her ass kicked. It's like, yes, that's what's supposed to happen, Which she comes back and wins at the end of that episode. But the point is, it would have been a really bad sign, in my opinion, if they had just gone straight to, she just, she came, she's kicked ass on all these normal criminals, and here's a super criminal, and she kicks his ass too. It would have been so easy for them to just do that. And instead, I was quite surprised, pleasantly so, that they showed her getting her butt kicked. Because, of course, if you've never been in a fight before, it's like if you've got, a massive advantage, then you win. But if you've never actually been in a fight with anybody who stands a chance against you, and then suddenly you are, it's like, of course, the first time out, you're gonna get your ass kicked, because that's just how it goes, So it absolutely made sense that she got, the shit kicked out of her that first time out, and then, like I said, she came back at the end and beat that dude, but and the first season was pretty good, and they were setting up was it Maxwell Lord or whatever? They were clearly setting him up to sort of be like Lex Luthor light, and they were setting up a relationship between him and Alex, Supergirl's, adoptive sister. And then, and that was all on, what was it? Was it on ABC or CB? I think it was CBS, wasn't it? I think that was on, and then they moved it to the CW for season 2, and it immediately started going woke as fuck. It's like, oh, we just jettisoned Max Lord, he's gone, and they bring in, they start to turn Lena Luthor into Lex Light, and they were clearly setting Alex up to have a relationship with him, so that it would be a sort of a sleeping with the enemy type thing. And they immediately start having Jimmy Olsen be with Lena, so that it's like, oh, that's going to be your sleeping with the enemy thing. Meanwhile, Alex is suddenly gay and has to, have a lesbian relationship with some Hispanic detective or something. And it's like, okay, just you're you shifting gears in. Pardon me, I can't. If I was as articulate as some people, I'd come up with something like the way that Douglas Adams described it in one of his Hitchhiker's books about shifting gears from, what is it, from fourth to first or something, and making your engine leap out of the car. make a mess on the road. It's like, it's like you're giving people fucking whiplash, guys. What the hell? It's like it was a pretty good show. I mean, it wasn't excellent by any means, but it was good enough, and it had so much potential. And then it's like, nope, fuck it, we're going woke. And it's like, God damn it. It could have been great, and instead it just got worse and worse. And honestly, it's like almost every season until like maybe the last one, because I think the like, I mean, not the current season. I don't know about that for sure yet, but the previous season, I think they were too busy with some of the storylines and the stuff going on with the whole crisis plot and whatnot, that the crisis crossover shit that they were doing. I think they were too busy with that to do all of the wokeness, so it just didn't, it didn't, it didn't, the previous season didn't come across as nearly as woke as it had been. Like, and every previous season, though, it's been like season 2 woke, season 3 woker, season 4 even woker, and then season 5 it's like, oh, we kind of slipped a little bit, because it's like we tried to be woke, and we kind of came back towards the end and made it really woke, but didn't manage to do it consistently throughout the season, because we're kind of busy with maybe not great stories, but at least we were trying to tell a story, and we were sufficiently occupied with that we couldn't get to the wokeness. And of course, now they're back for the 6th and final season, and I don't know. It's hard to tell. I mean, if you're really going to wrap it up, it's like, hopefully there won't be as much time for wokeness, but who knows? They may manage to have sufficient time for it. Although it's very interesting that they've just launched the the Superman show, and that's really not woke at all. I mean, maybe a little bit here and there, but not enough to be in any way something that you wouldn't want to watch. It's good. And so I don't know. You don't know what to expect from these people. They're really throwing us a curveball by doing that. Following last week's all-time low and collapse, the Supergirl ratings continue to nosedive and reach another new low for the series on the CW. And also, that's the other thing, is that every successive season has had lower and lower and lower ratings. It's like, right along with the wokeness, the ratings just kept dropping. It got woker and woker, and the ratings went lower and lower. And it's like, are they completely incapable of putting two and two together, of figuring out people don't like this shit? Nobody wants your ridiculous BS leftist propaganda. It's like, not, that doesn't mean that, of course, that they want right-wing propaganda either necessarily. It's like they just want you to be non-political, just fucking entertain us, and they want good stories, and let's be honest, they don't do a whole lot of good storytelling. But it's a lot easier to do good storytelling, or at least some kind of storytelling, if you stop with the fucking propaganda. Yeah, anyway, just as I said would happen, following the Supergirl Season 6 premiere, which was another all-time low for the series, as it was the lowest rated season premiere for the show, the viewership for Supergirl continues to decline every episode. Not surprised, really. Tuesday's episode, Lost Souls, saw only 535,000 fans tune in, and yet Batwoman's already lower than that, and it's still been renewed for another season. That's just amazing. According to the preliminary numbers, down around 50K from last week. The numbers are horrendous, as some episodes of Season 5 hit the 1 million mark. Oh, I didn't realize it did that well in Season 5. Although, again, maybe that's because, hey, they took a little bit of a break from being super woke. With Supergirl averaging around 650,000 toward the end of Season 5. That may have been when they made a sort of a woke comeback. I think, they did at least one really horrible episode with Dreamer. That's the trans superhero, and it's like it was really heavy-handed. It's like she had a friend who's a trans woman of color, and is on some dating app, and of course, meets up with some straight cis white man who, slashes her up or some shit, because he, hates trans people and especially colored trans people. And it's like, come on, guys. Fucking, oh, God. Anyway. And I don't know. I mean, it's the heavy-handedness that's the problem. I mean, you could do a story like that, and if you did it properly, probably nobody'd care. Probably everybody'd be fine with it if it was well executed. But it's always so heavy-handed. Their fucking propaganda. It's like, god damn. CW has made the decision to cancel Supergirl again. Interesting that they have can't. Well, I mean, it's not really interesting because the actress Melissa Benoist or whatever, she's either pregnant already or she's planning to get pregnant or something. I believe that's what I heard. So, she's not going to be able to, like it'd be a pain in the ass trying to film around her being preggers. So they just making a decision to go ahead and cancel it. Which, like I said, considering they got other shows that are lower rated, I mean, the shitty ratings for Batwoman, which have only been, they've only gotten really, really terrible in season 2. I mean, they weren't good in season 1, but they were terrible in season 2 so far, and probably, well, maybe not. I don't know. There's only like, what is it, 2 or 3 episodes left, something like that. It's possible that it won't actually reach a new all-time low before it ends, but it's also possible it will. And yet they've already renewed it for a 3rd season. They renewed it for a 3rd season like back in February of last year, I think. Not this year, last year. I think that's what I read someplace. Anyway, but the fuck, oh my god, like Charmed, the remake of Charmed, which at least nobody that I see ever talks about it, which is just as well. It's absolute garbage. That fucking thing had terrible ratings from the start. I don't know. Like I said, nobody talks about it. I've not heard. But it's still around. And it's like, why the fuck didn't they cancel it? I can't believe that it's actually gained viewers. It almost certainly lost them. And it started out with like 600K as a really good high mark or something. And it just went down from there. And it was fucking garbage. The garbage fucking writing on that fucking show. I was out. It was like, first episode. And I was like, nope, I can't even finish this one. This is fucking bullshit. I'm out of here. Anyway, so why the fuck haven't they canceled that? I mean, the whole cast, sucking off the, whoever's in charge of making those decisions. So cancel Supergirl, which I'm guessing is in part due to the Latina Supergirl coming to the Flash movie. I had heard about some Latina Supergirl, which I'm totally against that. I'm against race swapping characters. I've said before, it's like, if they want, no one would be more pissed than it's like if you get upset that they're going to make some Latina girl who, she's cute, but she's not really super beautiful. They're going to make her Supergirl. If you get upset about them race swapping that character, taking a white character and making them non-white, then you're called a racist. But those same racist people, like myself, I guess, we would be the loudest fucking voices bitching if anybody tried to make Blade white. We'd be like, no, what the fuck are you doing? So it has nothing to do with being racist. It's about, no, the characters are who they are and what they are. Don't change them. If you want to make something new, fine, go ahead. And if it's good, everybody will like it. But, they don't want to do that. It's like, just like JJ is apparently going to make a fucking, Black Superman film. It's like, oh God, really? Um, I mean, they're gonna excuse it as some sort of like alternate reality thing or whatever, supposedly from the comics or whatever. I'm not familiar with that, so I don't really. Anyway, let's see. It's coming to the Flash movie. And like I said, I knew that she'd been cast as Supergirl, but I thought it was for a fucking Supergirl movie. That's actually worse in a way. It's like, okay, you're casting her as Supergirl, but she's being introduced in somebody else's movie. She's not getting her own fucking film. What the hell? But again, the viewership for Supergirl declines with every episode, with every new season, and with its woke storyline. Yes, exactly as I said, woke storyline that no one wants to watch. Yes, that's true. That is absolutely true. And I think it was season 4 where they were doing that god awful bullshit. I mean, the left doesn't know anything about firearms, and you have Martian Manhunter fucking talking about how the some the I'm not sure if like some of his dialogue makes it sound like his character's responsible for designing this rifle that's used by the DEO, and of course they make a big deal about switching to non-lethal weapons, some kind of stun weapons or whatever. And I noticed that they I think they mostly kind of stopped showing that pretty quickly because because I think they probably realized that was really dumb. But anyway, but they did go there in that direction, sort of gun control bullshit. And there's a scene with him bitching out the CEO of the company that was manufacturing their rifles, and of course they call them assault weapons or whatever, and it's like that's not a real term anyway. And and some crap about how it's what the fuck was it? I don't know. Again, kind of a reflection of leftists not knowing anything about firearms. He kept talking like it was the design of the gun that somehow made it super deadly or something. And it's like, unless it's like a miniaturized rail gun, which it obviously wasn't, then no, it's not got anything. It's like it's to do with the bullets that it's firing as as much as anything. It's like, what are you talking about? Like they, again, who's bitching out the CEO of this company because the company was making a civilian version that I'm, obviously would have been, semi-automatic or whatever, and and you got the fucking Martian Manhunter there bitching to this guy and saying, this is a weapon of war. And it's like, fuck you. You do not know what you're talking about, dipshit. And of course, by that I mean the writers don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They probably believe, just like that fucking Democrat congressman or whatever, who held up like an AR-15 or something and told everybody, this is a semi-automatic assault weapon or whatever. But if I simply remove the firing pin, it becomes fully automatic. And it's like, dude, I don't know all that much about firearms myself, but I know enough to know that if you remove the fucking firing pin, what happens is it stops working. You fucking idiot. God. I could spray 100 bullets a second, kill everybody in the room. And it's like, no, you can't. Fucking moron. God. These people are so dumb. The good news is that Supergirl has basically been replaced by Superman, as Superman and Lois series is averaging around 1.2 million viewers. Good. An episode in the same time slot. Awesome. The bad news is that Superman and Lois went on hiatus due to COVID. Yeah, especially since that's basically all bullshit. Replaced by Supergirl, which is getting a fraction of the viewers. And as I explained previously, whenever a show on the CW goes on hiatus, it loses viewers. Yeah, they really need to get a fucking move on. At least the CW is attempting to promote the May return of Superman and Lois. Excellent. So let's hope they keep on it and that the viewers return. Yes, hope so. I've been really happy with what Jeff Johns has been doing with Superman and Lois, and really like the Tyler, I think that's supposed to be pronounced Hecklin, Man of Steel. Supergirl Season 6, ratings Episode 1, 730K, Episode 2, 690K, Episode 3 at 590K, wow, Episode 4, 535K, preliminary, new all-time low. Damn. And that is, anyway. So there we go. And like I said, that they had a stupid scene with some criminal has one of those guns or whatever, and he's firing at Jimmy Olsen in his what is his superhero identity? I mean, he's gone from the show now, but what is he called? Guardian or something? Is in armor, and he's got this shield or whatever, that's made of some kind of super strong alloy, and because the gun, not the bullets, the gun is designed by John Jones. It's like it's putting dents in his super strong shield and physically pushing him backwards across the pavement. It's like, that's not possible. What in the fucking hell are you doing, people? Oh my god. Anyway, this is just so stupid. So fucking stupid. The left shouldn't talk about these things. They don't know. They don't know their ass from a hole in the ground when it comes to guns or various other things. They just don't understand. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, it was just going to be this article, but now turned into a rant about, I mean, like I said, the thing that pissed me off about this is that Supergirl had so much fucking potential when it started, and I feel like that first season was like a tease of what it could have been. And then it just went in this woker than woke direction, and everything went to shit. So disappointing. All right. Until the next one.